Your imagination creates reality. The world you see around you is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner states. Every circumstance, every person, every experience in your life is a reflection of your consciousness. This is not philosophy. This is the law by which the universe operates. Now, you may be thinking, if this is true, why haven't I manifested my desires already? The answer lies in your understanding and application of this law. Most people live their lives reacting to external circumstances, believing that what they see is the cause of their experience. But I tell you now, it is the exact opposite. Your inner world is the cause, the outer world is the effect. To manifest anything in just 7 days, you must first grasp this concept fully. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Your current reality is the result of your past thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. To change your reality, you must change your inner world. Let us delve into the process of manifestation. The first step is to clearly define what you wish to manifest. Be specific. Vague desires produce vague results. If you want to manifest abundance, define exactly what abundance means to you. Is it a specific amount of money? A particular lifestyle? A fulfilling career? The more precise you are, the more powerful your manifestation will be. Once you have clarity on your desire, the next step is to enter the state of the wish fulfilled. This is where many falter, for they continue to see their desire as something in the future, something to be attained. But I tell you now, to manifest your desire, you must assume the feeling of already having it. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your desire as already fulfilled. See it, feel it, experience it in your imagination as if it were happening now. What would you see if your desire were already a reality? How would you feel? What would you hear? Engage all your senses in this imaginal act. This is not mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you imagine with feeling, you are creating reality. For your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. It accepts as true whatever you impress upon it with feeling. Now, here is where the true power of manifestation lies. You must persist in this state of the wish fulfilled. For the next 7 days, you must live from the end. You must think, feel, and act as though your desire is already a reality. This is not pretending or deceiving yourself. This is aligning yourself with the truth of your desire at the level of cause. Many will tell you that manifestation requires action in the physical world. And while inspired action can certainly play a part, it is not the source of manifestation. The source is your state of consciousness. When you truly live in the state of the wish fulfilled, the right actions will naturally. You will find yourself inspired to take steps that align with your desire without forcing or struggling. Let me give you an example. Suppose you wish to manifest a new job. Instead of frantically sending out resumes and constantly worrying about finding employment, you would assume the feeling of already having your ideal job. You would wake up each morning feeling the satisfaction of going to a job you love. You would imagine conversations with colleagues, the sense of fulfillment at the end of a productive day. You would feel the financial security that comes with your new position. As you persist in this state, you may find yourself inspired to reach out to a particular person or to attend an event you wouldn't have considered before. These inspired actions arise naturally from your new state of consciousness. They are not the cause of your manifestation, but rather the bridge of incidents that leads to the physical realization of your desire. Now, some of you may be thinking, but what if I can't maintain this state consistently for 7 days? This is a common concern, and it brings us to a crucial point, the law of assumption. You do not need to maintain the state perfectly for every moment of those 7 days. What matters is the dominant state of your consciousness. Think of it like this: when you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to check on its progress. You plant it, water it, and trust in the natural process of growth. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire in your subconscious mind through your imaginal act, you must have faith in the law. This faith is not blind belief, but a knowing based on your understanding of the law. Just as you know that a seed planted in fertile soil will grow into a plant, you know that a desire planted in your subconscious mind with feeling will manifest in your physical reality. During these 7 days, it's natural for doubts to rise. You may look at your current circumstances and see no evidence of your desire. This is where many give up, thinking the law isn't working. But I tell you now, this period of seeming inaction is crucial. It is the gestation period of your manifestation. Just as a pregnant woman doesn't see the evidence of her child in the early stages, yet knows with certainty that the child is growing within her, you must know with certainty that your desire is taking form, even when you can't yet see it. This knowing, this unshakable faith, is what distinguishes those who manifest quickly from those who struggle. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Simply return to your imaginal act. Re-enter the state of the wish fulfilled. Feel the reality of your desire now. Now let's address a common misconception about manifestation. Many believe that to manifest their desire, they must constantly think about it, visualize it, affirm it. But this approach often leads to frustration and a sense of lack. For when you constantly affirm something, you are affirming its absence in your current experience. Instead, I offer you a more powerful approach. Live in the end. Once you have done your imaginal act, once you have assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled, go about your day as if your desire is already a fact. This state of natural acceptance is far more powerful than any affirmation. Consider this: when you have something, you don't constantly think about having it. You simply enjoy it, use it, live with the knowing of its presence in your life. This is the state you must assume in relation to your desire. For these 7 days, live as though your desire is already a fact. When you wake in the morning, feel the naturalness of having your desire fulfilled. As you go about your day, let your actions, your conversations, your thoughts naturally align with the reality of your fulfilled desire. If your desire is financial abundance, feel the ease and security that comes with it. If your desire is a loving relationship, feel the joy and companionship as you go about your day. Let it be so natural, so much a part of you that you hardly think about it directly. This state of living in the end is what truly activates the law of manifestation. For you are no longer trying to get something, you are being someone who already has it. And it is this state of being that attracts the physical manifestation of your desire. Now let's address another crucial aspect of manifestation: detachment. This may seem contradictory to what we've discussed about living in the end, but it is in fact complementary. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about your desire. It means not being anxiously attached to how or when it will manifest. When you are anxiously attached to the outcome, you are actually affirming the lack of your desire. You are saying, I want this because I don't have it. This state of consciousness keeps your desire at arm's length, always in the future, never in the now. True detachment comes from the deep knowing that your desire is already yours in consciousness, and therefore must manifest in your physical reality. It is a state of calm expectancy of knowing the law is at work, even when you can't see the evidence yet. I think of it like this. When you order something online, you don't anxiously wonder if it will arrive. You know it's on its way. You go about your life knowing that at the right time, your package will be delivered. This is the kind of detachment you must cultivate in relation to your desire. For these 7 days, know that the seed of your desire has been planted. Know that the law is at work. Go about your life from the state of wish fulfilled, but release the anxious need to see immediate results. Now, let's discuss the role of action in manifestation. Many teachings emphasize the need for massive action to achieve your goals. And while action certainly has its place, in the realm of manifestation, inspired action is far more powerful than forced action. When you truly live in a state of the wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with your desire. These actions will not feel like effort or struggle. They will feel natural, even inevitable. For example, if you are manifesting a new career, you might find yourself suddenly interested in a particular field of study. You might feel compelled to reach out to someone in your network. These inspired actions arise from your new state of consciousness that serve as a bridge of incidents leading to the manifestation of your desire. During these 7 days, remain open to inspiration. Follow your intuition. If you feel a strong impulse to do something, do it. Even if it doesn't seem directly related to your desire. Trust that your subconscious mind, aligned with your desire, is guiding you towards its manifestation. Now, let's address a question that often arises. What if I don't see my desire manifest in 7 days? This question reveals a misunderstanding of the nature of time in manifestation. Time, as we experience it in the physical world, is a construct of consciousness. In the realm of imagination where all creation takes place, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of its reality with conviction. The 7 days we speak of are not a guarantee of physical manifestation, but rather a framework for focused application of the law. In these 7 days, you are imprinting the reality of your desire so deeply in your subconscious mind that its physical manifestation becomes inevitable. Some desires may manifest in the physical world within those 7 days. Others may take longer. But know this, the moment you truly assume the state of wish fulfilled, your desire is as good as manifested. The outer world must conform to your inner state. It has no choice. Your task during these 7 days is not to make your desire manifest, but to so fully accept its reality in your consciousness that you no longer feel the need for its physical confirmation. This is the state of true faith, of knowing. Now let us discuss the concept of revision, a powerful tool in manifestation. Revision is the art of reimagining past events in a way that aligns with your desired reality. This is not mere wishful thinking or denial of what has happened. It is a conscious act of reshaping your memory to serve your desired state. For example, if you are manifesting financial abundance, but you have memories of financial struggle, you would revise those memories. You might reimagine past financial difficulties as valuable lessons that led you to your current state of abundance. Or you might revise them entirely, imagining instead a history of financial ease and prosperity. This practice of revision is crucial because your subconscious mind draws upon your memories to create your current experience. By revising your memories, you are literally rewriting the script of your life. During these 7 days, practice revision before you sleep each night. Review the events of your day, reimagining them in a way that aligns with your desire. If you encountered any situations that seem to contradict your desired reality, revise them. See them instead as stepping stones towards your desire or reimagine them entirely. This practice of revision, combined with living in the state of wish fulfilled during your waking hours, creates a powerful alignment in your consciousness. You are creating a new past, present, and future all at once, all aligned with your desire. Now, let's address another important aspect of manifestation, the concept of everyone is you pushed out. This principle states that everyone in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even the seemingly random events in your life, all are reflections of your state of being. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. It means that if you want to change how others treat you, you must first change your concept of yourself and of them. As you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, you will naturally see others differently and they will respond differently to you. During these 7 days, be aware of how you perceive others. Are your perceptions aligned with your desired reality? If not, consciously choose the others in a way that supports your desire. If you're manifesting a loving relationship, see others as loving and supportive. If you're manifesting career success, see others as helpful and encouraging. Remember, you are not manipulating others. You are simply aligning your perception with your desired reality, and others will naturally conform to this new perception. Now let's discuss the role of gratitude in manifestation. Gratitude is not just a polite sentiment, it is a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging the presence of your desire in your life. You are affirming its reality, even before it manifests in the physical realm. During these 7 days, cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. Be thankful not just for what you can see and touch, but for the unseen blessings that are even now unfolding in your life. Give thanks for the wisdom that guides you, the love that surrounds you, and the power that resides within you. Gratitude puts you in a state of receptivity. It opens you to receive even greater blessings. It aligns you with the abundance of the universe. Practice gratitude not from a place of lack, hoping to receive, but from a place of fullness, knowing you already have. Now let's address a common pitfall in manifestation, the temptation to share your desire or your process with others. While it's natural to want to share your excitement, doing so often dilutes the power of your manifestation. When you share your desire with others, you open yourself to their doubts, their skepticism, their limited beliefs. Even well-meaning friends and family might inadvertently introduce doubt into your consciousness. Moreover, talking about your desire as something you want to happen keeps it in the future, rather than accepting it as a present fact. During these 7 days, keep your desire and your practice to yourself. Let your changed state be the only evidence of your inner work. When your desire manifests in the physical world, others will see the proof of the law in action. Now let's discuss the importance of self-concept in manifestation. Your self-concept is the sum total of your beliefs about yourself. It is the foundation upon which all your experiences are built. If you want to manifest a new reality, you must first become the person who would naturally have that reality. For example, if you're manifesting financial abundance, you must see yourself as someone who is naturally abundant, who manages money wisely, who attracts wealth effortlessly. If you're manifesting a loving relationship, you must see yourself as someone who is worthy of love, who gives and receives love easily. During these 7 days, pay attention to your self-talk. How do you describe yourself in your own mind? Are these descriptions aligned with your desire? If not, consciously choose new, empowering self-concepts. Remind yourself often of who you truly are, a divine being capable of creating any reality you choose. Now let's address the concept of Sabbath in manifestation. The Sabbath in this context is not about a particular day of the week, but about a state of mind. It is a state of complete rest from all effort, a state of knowing that your work is done. In manifestation, the Sabbath state is crucial. It is the state of total acceptance of your desire as an accomplished fact. In this state, you no longer feel the need to make your desire happen, because you know it is already done. During these 7 days, practice entering the Sabbath state. After you've done your imaginal act, after you've assumed the feeling of wish fulfilled, consciously enter a state of rest. Release all anxiety, all need to make it happen. Know that the law is at work, and your only task now is to remain in the state of wish fulfilled. Now, let's discuss the role of persistence in manifestation. Persistence doesn't mean constantly thinking about your desire or repeatedly doing your imaginal act. It means persisting in the state of wish fulfilled, even when outer circumstances seem to contradict it. During these 7 days, you may encounter situations that seem to negate your desired reality. This is where your persistence is tested. Will you revert to your old state, or will you persist in your new, empowered state? Remember, circumstances are effects, not causes. They are reflections of past states of consciousness. By persisting in your new state, you ensure that new, aligned circumstances must follow. Now let's address the concept of dimensional shifting in manifestation. This is the idea that for every possible reality, there is a version of you already experiencing it. Your task in manifestation is not to create something new, but to shift your consciousness to align with the version of you that is already experiencing your desire. During these 7 days, practice thinking from the perspective of the you who already has your desire. How would that version of you think? How would they feel? What decisions would they make? Align yourself with this version of you, and you will naturally shift into the reality where your desire is fulfilled. Now let's discuss the importance of feeling in manifestation. Feeling is the secret. It's not enough to intellectually know that your desire is possible or even to visualize it clearly. You must feel the reality of it. During these 7 days, focus on cultivating the feeling of your desire fulfilled. If you're manifesting wealth, feel the sense of security, freedom, and abundance. If you're manifesting love, feel the warmth, joy, and connection. Let these feelings permeate your entire being, for it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal acts and attracts your desire into physical reality. Now let us address the concept of the law of assumption in manifestation. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. This is not wishful thinking or mere positive affirmation. It is a fundamental law of consciousness. During these 7 days, consciously assume the state of your desire fulfilled. Live from that state. Think, feel, and act as though your desire is already a fact. This assumption, persisted in, will harden into fact. Let's discuss the role of silence in manifestation. After you have done your imaginal act, after you have assumed a feeling of wish fulfilled, there comes a time for silence. This silence is not just external, but internal. It is a cessation of all inner chatter about your desire. In this silence, you allow the seed of your desire to take root and grow. You do not dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the law, knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality. Now let's address the concept of everyone as you pushed out in more depth. This principle means that your perception of others is a reflection of your own consciousness. If you want to change how others treat you, you must change your perception of them. During these 7 days, practice seeing others as you would like them to be. If you're manifesting a promotion, see your boss as supportive and appreciative of your work. If you're manifesting a loving relationship, see others as kind and affectionate. Remember, you are not manipulating others, you are adjusting your own perception, and others must conform to this new perception. Let's discuss the importance of self-love in manifestation. Self-love is not vanity or egotism. It is a recognition of your true nature as a divine being worthy of all good things. Without self-love, you may subconsciously block your manifestations, feeling unworthy of receiving them. During these 7 days, practice radical self-love. Appreciate yourself. Acknowledge your worth. You know that you are deserving of all that you desire. This self-love will align you with the frequency of your desire, making its manifestation effortless. Now, let's address the concept of living in the end. This means experiencing your desire as a present fact, not a future possibility. It's not about pretending or fooling yourself. It's about aligning your consciousness with the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. During these 7 days, live as though your desire is already yours. How would you think, feel, and act if your desire were already manifested? Embody that state fully. This is not a technique to get what you want. It is the natural assumption of what is already yours in consciousness. Let's discuss the role of detachment in manifestation. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about your desire. It means releasing the anxious need for it. When you are anxiously attached to an outcome, you are affirming its absence in your life. True detachment comes from the knowing that your desire is already yours in consciousness and therefore must manifest in physical reality. It is a state of calm certainty of knowing the law is at work, even when you can't see the evidence yet. Now let's address the concept of revision once more. Revision is not just about changing your memories of past events. It's about reinterpreting your entire life story in a way that supports your desired reality. During these 7 days, revise not just individual events, but your entire life narrative. See your past as a perfect unfolding that has led you to this moment of manifestation. Reinterpret challenges as valuable lessons, setbacks as setups for comebacks. Create a past that naturally leads to your desired present and future. Let's discuss the importance of gratitude in manifestation once again. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a state of being. When you are truly grateful, you are in perfect alignment with your desire. During these 7 days, cultivate a deep sense of gratitude, not just for what you have, but for what is coming. Be thankful for your desire as if it's already manifested. This gratitude aligns you with the abundance of the universe and accelerates your manifestation. Now, let's address the concept of the Sabbath state in more depth. The Sabbath state is a state of complete rest from all effort. It is the knowing that your work is done in consciousness, and now you can rest in the certainty of its physical manifestation. During these 7 days, practice entering the Sabbath state after each imaginal act. Release all anxiety, all need to make it happen. Rest in the knowledge that the law is at work and your desire must manifest. Let's discuss the role of patience in manifestation. Patience in this context is not passive waiting. It is active trust in the law. It is knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality, and allowing that manifestation to unfold in its perfect timing. During these 7 days, cultivate patience born of certainty. Know that your desire is manifesting, even if you can't see the evidence yet. Trust in the perfect unfolding of the law. Now let's address the concept of inspired action in manifestation. While the inner work of consciousness is primary, inspired action can play a role in bridging the gap between your inner and outer worlds. Inspired action arises naturally from your new state of consciousness. It doesn't feel like effort or struggle. It feels natural, even inevitable. During these 7 days, remain open to inspiration. Follow your intuition. If you feel a strong impulse to do something, do it, even if it doesn't seem directly related to your desire. Let's discuss the importance of persistence in manifestation once more. Persistence is not about constantly thinking about your desire or repeatedly doing your imaginal act. It's about persisting in a state of wish fulfilled, even when outer circumstances seem to contradict it. During these 7 days, your persistence may be tested. You may encounter situations that seem to negate your desired reality. Remember, these are reflections of past states of consciousness. Persist in your new, empowered state, knowing that new, aligned circumstances must follow. Now let's address the concept everyone is you pushed out one final time. This principle reminds us that our outer world is a reflection of our inner state. Every person, every circumstance in your life is mirroring some aspect of your consciousness. During these 7 days, observe your interactions with others. How are they reflecting your state of consciousness? If you notice any undesirable reflections, use them as opportunities to adjust your inner state. Remember, as you change, your world must change to match. In conclusion, remember that manifestation is not about making something happen. It's about aligning your consciousness with the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. These 7 days are a focused period of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions with your desired reality. Trust in the law. Know that what you have done in consciousness must manifest in reality. Go forth in the certainty of your divine creative power, knowing that your desire is already yours. For in truth, there is no separation between you and your desire. You are one with it now and always. The art of manifesting multiple desires simultaneously is not merely possible. It is the natural state of your divine being. For you are not limited to manifesting one desire at a time, just as God does not create one thing at a time, but sustains and creates countless realities in every eternal moment. Let me tell you that your consciousness, your wonderful human imagination, is not bound by the limitations of time and space that appear so real to your mortal senses. Your imagination, which is God Himself operating in you, can hold multiple states with perfect clarity and bring them all into your physical experience with mathematical precision. Now let us understand this principle deeply. When you enter your room at night, you do not light one corner and wait for it to brighten before lighting another. You simply switch on the light, and the entire room is illuminated instantly. This is how your consciousness works with multiple manifestations. You need not complete one before beginning another. They all exist then or do in the wonderful human imagination. I tell you, time is merely a device of your mortal mind. In the realm of consciousness, all things exist simultaneously. When you truly grasp this, you will understand that manifesting multiple desires is no more difficult than manifesting a single desire. For in consciousness, there is no competition, no waiting line, no priority queue. Let me share with you a principle that I have tested countless times. When you desire to manifest multiple things, you must first understand that they all exist now live in what I call the fourth dimensional world, the world of consciousness. Your physical world is merely a shadow, a reflection of what you have assumed to be true in consciousness. Consider this when you dream at night. Your dream contains multiple elements, people, places, events, all existing simultaneously. Your consciousness creates and sustains all these elements without effort or strain. This same power operates in your waking state through your wonderful human imagination. Here's a technique I want to share with you tonight. Instead of thinking of your desires as separate entities competing for manifestation, see them as different aspects of your already existing perfect life. Just as a diamond has many facets, yet remains one diamond, your desired state has many aspects, yet remains one state, the state of fulfillment. You must learn to live from the end. See yourself already in possession of all that you desire. Make your multiple desires a single composite state. If you desire financial abundance, perfect health, and harmonious relationships simultaneously, do not separate them in your consciousness. Create a single scene that implies the fulfillment of all these desires. Let me give you an example. Instead of creating separate scenes for each desire, construct one scene where you are discussing with a friend how wonderful your life is, implying the fulfillment of all your desires. In this conversation, you naturally mention your flourishing business, your perfect health, and your harmonious relationships as already existing facts. This single scene, when entered into with feeling and conviction, will set in motion all that is necessary for the manifestation of your multiple desires. Remember, my dear friends, the outside world is dead. It has no power to create or to prevent. It is purely a shadow world reflecting what you have assumed to be true in consciousness. Therefore, do not be concerned with the how or the when of your manifestations. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled for all your desires. Now, here is a vital point that many miss. When manifesting multiple desires, you must not strain or effort. Strain implies that what you want is absent, distant, or difficult to achieve. Instead, relax into the assumption that all your desires are already fulfilled. Feel the naturalness of having all that you desire. I want you to understand this deeply. The feeling is the secret. The feeling of naturalness is the key to manifesting multiple desires simultaneously. When something is natural to you, it requires no effort to maintain. You don't wake up each morning wondering if gravity will work today. Its operation is natural to you. This is how your fulfilled desire should feel, natural, normal, and already yours. Let me tell you a principle that has never failed. Before you sleep tonight, review your day as though all your desires are already fulfilled. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the completeness of having all that you desire. Make this feeling so real that as you drift into sleep, your physical world seems like a shadow and your imagined state feels more real. You see, my dear friends, manifesting multiple desires simultaneously is not about working harder or doing more. It's about understanding the true nature of consciousness and its relationship to your physical world. Your consciousness is the only reality. All else is derived from it. When you truly grasp this, you will understand that there is no limit to what you can manifest simultaneously. Just as a mirror reflects everything placed before it without strain or selection, your physical world must reflect whatever state you have assumed in consciousness. Now, let me share with you another profound truth. Your multiple desires, though they may seem separate in the physical world, are united in consciousness by a single feeling, the feeling of fulfillment. This is why I emphasize feeling rather than visualization. The feeling of fulfillment, when achieved, automatically brings with it all that is necessary for its expression in your physical world. Remember, my dear friends, revision is a powerful tool when manifesting multiple desires. If during your day events seem to contradict your desired state, revise them immediately in your imagination. See them conforming perfectly to your desires. This is not denial, this is the proper use of the law. You must persist in this practice until your desired state becomes your dominant feeling. Just as a musician must practice until the piece becomes second nature, you must persist in your assumption until it becomes your natural state of being. Let me tell you something that many find hard to accept. Time is not a factor in the fulfillment of your desire. What appears to take time in the physical world is merely the unfolding of what has already been accomplished in consciousness. Therefore, when manifesting multiple desires, do not think in terms of time or sequence. Your wonderful human imagination knows no limitations. It can handle multiple desires with the same ease as it handles one. Just as your eyes can perceive multiple objects simultaneously without strain, your consciousness can hold multiple fulfilled desires without effort. Here is a practical application before you sleep tonight. Construct a scene that implies the fulfillment of all your desires. Make it a short, simple scene. Perhaps you are sharing with a friend how everything in your life has fallen perfectly into place. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the completeness of this state. Fall asleep in this feeling. Remember, my dear friends, your consciousness is God operating in you as you. Therefore, it has the power to fulfill all your desires simultaneously. There is no need for prioritization or scheduling in consciousness. All is no-do. When doubts arise, and they will arise, for that is the nature of the mortal mind, remember this truth. Your physical senses show you only shadows of past assumptions. Your true power lies in your ability to assume a new state now, regardless of what your senses dictate. Let me share with you another principle. Your multiple desires are not separate entities requiring separate efforts. They are different aspects of your expanded consciousness. When you truly understand this, you will see that manifesting multiple desires is as natural as breathing. Consider this: when you breathe, you don't consciously coordinate the multiple processes involved. Your body knows exactly what to do. Similarly, when you assume the feeling of your wishes fulfilled, the infinite intelligence within you knows exactly how to bring about their manifestation. Now, here is a vital point about manifesting multiple desires. Do not concern yourself with the bridge of incidents, the series of events that will lead to your manifestation. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The infinite intelligence within you will arrange all the necessary details. Remember, my dear friends, your physical world is merely your servant, faithfully reflecting your consciousness assumptions. Therefore, maintain your assumption of fulfillment regardless of appearances. The physical world has no choice but to conform to your conscious assumptions. Let me emphasize this point. When manifesting multiple desires, do not make the mistake of trying to figure out how they will all come about. This is not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Here is another practical application. Throughout your day, whenever you think of any of your desires, see them as already fulfilled. Make this your habitual attitude. Let the feeling of fulfillment be your constant companion. Remember, my dear friends, you are not trying to make something happen. You are assuming that it has already happened. This is the crucial difference that many fail to grasp. You are not working towards something, you are living from the end. When manifesting multiple desires, maintain this attitude. Isn't it wonderful that everything is working out perfectly in my life? This simple attitude, maintained with feeling, will do more for your manifestation than all the planning and striving in the world. Let me tell you something about the nature of manifestation. Everything in your physical world is a manifestation of consciousness. Therefore, when you change your consciousness, everything in your world must change to conform to your new assumption. This is why, my dear friends, I emphasize the importance of living from the end. When you live from the end, you are not trying to make things happen. You are simply allowing what is already complete in consciousness to unfold in your physical experience. Remember this principle: your consciousness is the only reality. Everything else, everything you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is a shadow of your conscious assumptions. Therefore, when manifesting multiple desires, focus on maintaining the consciousness of fulfillment. Here is another practical point. Do not discuss your desires or your practice of this law with those who would doubt or discourage you. Your manifestations are sacred, should be kept within the sanctuary of your own consciousness until they appear in your physical world. Let me share with you another truth about manifesting multiple desires. The feeling of fulfillment is your compass. If you are properly assuming the feeling of your wish is fulfilled, you will experience a deep sense of satisfaction and peace, regardless of external circumstances. Remember, my dear friends, the law is simple but exact. It works with mathematical precision. Whatever you assume is true in consciousness must be expressed in your physical world. This is why you can manifest multiple desires simultaneously, because in consciousness all is possible and no law. Your physical senses may argue against this truth. They may show you evidence that seems to contradict your desires. But remember, your senses only show you the effects of past assumptions. Your power lies in your ability to assume a new state now. Let me give you another practical application. When you lie down to sleep tonight, feel as though you are lying down in the state of your wishes fulfilled. Feel the satisfaction, the completeness, the joy of having all that you desire. This feeling, impressed upon your subconscious mind during sleep, will work wonders. Remember this vital point: your subconscious mind does not argue. It simply accepts what you feel to be true and works faithfully to express it in your physical world. Therefore, when manifesting multiple desires, focus on impressing upon your subconscious mind the feeling of complete fulfillment. Let me share with you another vital aspect of this law. When you dream at night, do you find your dream limited to one scene, one desire, or one experience? No. Your dream consciousness effortlessly creates entire worlds, complete with multiple characters, scenarios, and experiences, all happening simultaneously. This is the same power that you possess in your waking state through your wonderful human imagination. I tell you with complete conviction that your consciousness is like an infinite ocean, capable of holding countless drops of desires without becoming full or strained. Just as the ocean doesn't struggle to contain its many waves, your consciousness doesn't struggle to hold multiple manifestations. Now let me share with you a deeper principle that many overlook. When you truly understand that all of time exists, now you will realize that there is no such thing as sequence in consciousness. Your tomorrow, your next year, your perfect life, they all exist now in the eternal moment of consciousness. Consider this: when you enter a movie theater, the entire film exists on the reel, though you experience it scene by scene. Similarly, all your desires exist and all in consciousness, though they may appear to manifest sequentially in your physical experience. This is why I tell you that manifesting multiple desires simultaneously is not only possible but natural. Here is another profound truth. Your consciousness is not divided into compartments. It doesn't maintain separate folders for your different desires. All your desires exist in a unified state of fulfillment in consciousness. This is why focusing on the feeling of complete fulfillment naturally brings about the manifestation of all your desires. Let me give you a deeper understanding of this principle. When you say I am, you are expressing the fullness of your being. This I am consciousness contains within it all that you could ever desire. Therefore, when manifesting multiple desires, focus on the feeling of I am, the feeling of being the person who has all these desires fulfilled. Remember, my dear friends, the physical world is merely a shadow, a reflection of your conscious assumptions. Just as a shadow cannot choose what to reflect, your physical world cannot choose which of your assumptions to manifest. It must reflect all of them faithfully. Here is another practical application of this law. Throughout your day, whenever you think of your desires, do not see them as separate goals to be achieved. See them as different aspects of your already perfect life. Feel the wholeness, the completeness of being the person who has all these desires fulfilled. Let me share with you a deeper truth about the nature of consciousness. Your consciousness is not bound by the limitations of physical space. Just as a single seed contains within it the pattern for an entire forest, your consciousness contains within it all possible states of fulfillment. When you truly grasp this principle, you will understand that manifesting multiple desires simultaneously is not about dividing your attention or energy. It's about expanding your consciousness to embrace the fullness of your desired state. Consider this: when you look at a beautiful garden, you don't see each flower separately. You experience the beauty of the whole garden as one unified experience. This is how you should hold your multiple desires in consciousness, as one unified state of fulfillment. Let me tell you something about the nature of assumption. When you assume a state, you are not creating something new. You are simply choosing to experience what already exists in consciousness. Therefore, when manifesting multiple desires, you are simply choosing to experience the state where all these desires are already fulfilled. Remember this crucial point. Your physical senses may tell you that your desires are separate, that they must be achieved one at a time. But I tell you, this is merely the illusion of time and space. In consciousness, all is one, all is now. Here is another practical application. When you lie down to sleep tonight, instead of reviewing your desires as separate items on a list, feel the completeness of being the person who has all these desires fulfilled. Feel the naturalness, the ease, the grace of living in this state. Let me share with you another profound truth about manifestation. The feeling of fulfillment is not divided. You don't feel partially fulfilled or fulfilled in stages. When you truly capture the feeling of the wish fulfilled, it is a complete, whole feeling that encompasses all your desires. Consider this: when you are truly happy, you don't analyze the different aspects of your happiness. You simply feel happy as a complete state of being. This is how you should approach manifesting multiple desires, as one complete state of fulfillment. Remember, my dear friends, the law operates with perfect precision. It doesn't distinguish between big desires and small desires, between one desire and many desires. It simply responds to your conscious assumptions with mathematical precision. Let me emphasize this point: your consciousness is the only reality. Everything else, every circumstance, every condition, every event in your physical world is simply consciousness made visible. Therefore, when you change your consciousness to one of complete fulfillment, your entire world must change to reflect this new assumption. Here is another vital truth. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is your most precious gift. It is the feeling that sets in motion all that is necessary for the manifestation of your desires. Therefore, nurture this feeling, protect it, maintain it regardless of appearances. Remember, my dear friends, you are not trying to make something happen in the future. You are choosing to experience what already exists in consciousness. This is why manifesting multiple desires simultaneously is not about effort or struggle. It's about choosing to experience the state where all your desires are already fulfilled. Let me share with you another principle. The state of fulfillment is not a distant goal to be achieved. It is a present choice to be made. Right now, in this eternal moment, you can choose to experience the state where all your desires are fulfilled. Consider this when you dream at night. You don't create the dream piece by piece. The entire dream experience appears fully formed in your consciousness. This is how manifestation works. The entire state of fulfillment exists now in consciousness, waiting for you to step into it. Remember this truth: your physical world has no choice but to reflect your conscious assumptions. Therefore, when you assume the state of complete fulfillment, all circumstances, all conditions, all events must rearrange themselves to reflect this assumption. For this is the law, my dear friends. It is exact, it is precise, and it never fails. Test it in your own experience. Prove its truth through application. For in the end, it is not what you believe about the law that matters. It is what you prove through experience. And so I tell you again, go forth and apply this law. Live from the state of complete fulfillment. Maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled regardless of appearances. For as surely as night follows day, your physical world must conform to your conscious assumptions. For this is the promise and the law, as within, so without. As above, so below. What you assume in consciousness must manifest in your physical experience. This is the way, this is the truth, and this is the life. Remember, my dear friends, you are the operant power. You are the consciousness in which all things exist. Therefore, choose wisely, assume lovingly, and live constantly in the state of your wishes fulfilled. For this is the secret of manifesting multiple desires simultaneously. To live from the end, to live in the state of complete fulfillment nanodi. And in this eternal now, all things are possible, all desires are fulfilled, and all manifestation is complete. This is the truth I share with you tonight. This is the law that never fails. This is the promise that is always kept. In closing, my dear friends, remember that you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness is the only reality. Your physical world is simply responding to what you have assumed to be true. Therefore, assume wisely, assume lovingly, and above all, assume the feeling of your wishes fulfilled.